The United States are under siege, and I'm not doing a Steven Seagal reference, nor am I talking winter or severe weather, but rather fire weather. We Floridians here in the Sunshine State are seeing growing concerns for brush and wildfire dangers out there, but we also have a large chunk of the Midwest Central Plains states, the lower Great Lakes, and an even more expansive segment from the Front Range of Colorado, New Mexico, reaching back east through Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, where active watches and warnings are in effect because of the brush fire conditions out there. And to name one particularly in the Oklahoma Panhandle, one is 0% contained and has already claimed 145,000 acres of wildlife out there. And look at that, we just got a live update in the midst of shooting this video where those fire warnings, the red flag warnings, have reached even further east, now touching the northwest quadrant of Arkansas. And this is the primary reason why our next winter system is not going to help crews out there in any way, shape, or form. As it comes out of the Rockies, what it's going to induce is something we used to track a lot in Air Force weather. It's called a downsloping wind event. This would bring severe weather conditions to our assets in Colorado and New Mexico. And what happens is you've got very strong winds, 10, 15, 20,000 feet up in the atmosphere. And when they cross the rough terrain, mountainous regions out there, those winds will come down the backside, the east or the lee side of the mountains if conditions line up correctly. And as they come tumbling down, we call it momentum transfer. It gains momentum, it gains and accelerates in intensity as they rush down to where we are at ground level off the mountainous terrain. And as it comes down, it warms, it dries, and like I mentioned, it accelerates. Three primary mechanisms to either reinforce fire weather conditions or bring them to fruition. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. I'll go ahead and take the loop full screen so you all can see, and I'll run it back so you can watch what happens. See how those strong winds come out of the Rockies, and then immediately an enormous swath right about now just reaches across the plains. And you can see how the winds from Colorado, New Mexico all begin to gain strength from there on in. As I'd mentioned previously, on top of the acceleration in the winds, as that air, I should say, descends down through the atmosphere towards us, it dries in an increasing fashion. This relative humidity graphic really doesn't do it justice just how dry it's going to be. We have a reinforcing shot of polar high pressure coming out of the Rockies, and we're going to supplement that with these drying conditions that are going to be coming off the lee of the mountains, kind of like a 1-2 punch, if you will. And we'll go ahead and close out now to show you all that despite what we've been talking about here in just the local area, the drought has expanded quite a bit through Texas, the Dixie Alley area, as well as much of the southeast United States, all thanks to La Nina's influence on our wintertime. And to tell you the truth, folks, looking at our weekly models, some of our sub-seasonal climate models, not looking at a large duration of time, but a few weeks in advance, it doesn't look like we're going to get very tremendous bouts of rainfall, especially down here in the south and east anytime soon.